from the local station. This is Weather Authority Weekday.
Hello there. Happy finally Friday, although it's really my Wednesday, but who's counting? I'm meteorologist Michelle McCormick. Good to be with you on this Friday, the 13th. We have two Friday the 13th. Actually, there's three this year. We're going to go into a whole Friday the 13th portion of this show in just a little bit, and we're also going to talk about the Daytona 500 coming up this weekend. We're going to talk about the history of the Daytona 500 weather-wise, and we're also going to talk, of course, about your Valentine's Day forecast too coming up, and a fun community event, a fun run coming up tomorrow as well. So lots going on here, but first we're going to start off with your Friday forecast and an extended look ahead to your weekend. And yes, there is some much needed rain in the forecast. Let's start here at the airport. And the big erector set is not operating at the moment. I don't see any movement from the crane, but it is building that big new parking garage in this parking lot. So usually there's a hub of activity. I haven't even seen any planes take off or land. Did you see the shuttle? Not the shuttle, but the rocket launch? Yeah, right?
I was sleeping, but...
So I left my house at the beach at 6:30, and when I leave, I go east towards the beach and to get to 3rd Street or A1A. And the contrails from the launch was so cool. And I saw our push alert. Yeah. So I knew it was way cool. So perhaps you got to see that this morning. And it was gorgeous sunrise. We've also had some really amazing sunsets lately too. All right, here's the airport. Nevertheless, if you have any travel plans today, you know what, Caitlin, fun fact, 65 degrees that it is right now, exactly the same temperature it was this time yesterday. So if you liked yesterday's temperature, our high eventually was 68 degrees officially here at the airport yesterday, you're going to love today because it's going to be kind of a carbon copy. But check out the flag. You always has really good directional, but the winds aren't even registering right now. What? Come on, Mayport. All right, here we do have the Jacksonville Beach area. A lot of folks hanging out on the beach today. It's Friday and they're out there just enjoying a lot of sand on the beach. I can't see it very well, but that's why I keep leading in because it's over there. There you go, thank you. And there's a lot of people out on the beach. Moderate rip current risk and just those winds right now kind of keeping people out of the water. Water's super cold anyway. It's February after all. Caitlin's over here nodding her head. Yeah, water's cold. It's cold. It says it's 56 degrees at the beach. That doesn't surprise me, actually, because those winds are coming in on shore. There's a big area of high pressure that's moved offshore. It's bringing in some windy conditions to the beaches with those moderate rip current risks, but it's also keeping temperatures in the mid-50s along the coast and then all the way into the mid-60s inland. So quite a nice day so far on this Friday for your lunchtime. You might want to go find a place you can go sit outside. But it's actually 6 degrees warmer in Mayport now, 0 degrees change. See, I knew it was 65 degrees this time yesterday. It's 65 degrees right now at the airport, but it's 4 degrees cooler right now in Gainesville. All right, let's talk more about the drought. And we can't not talk about it because it is very important. And I know the city of Jacksonville is talking about the drought today. We're going to have some of that coming up later on this evening on our afternoon and late night shows. But for now, just know that our entire area is pretty much under an extreme drought. This is very dangerous for burning. We talk about it a lot, but it is really dangerous and very important to know and note that no unnecessary burning. That's the whole state. And then here's a closer look at our region. Just the very tippy top of Camden, Glenn counties, tippy top of Charlton County, parts of Ware and Brantley County, Pierce. Those are in the severe. However, whether it's severe or whether it's extreme, we're still talking about very dangerous conditions. And here's the drought monitor brought to you by the National Weather Service. This is actually from yesterday morning, but it has not changed much. You know, this extreme drought expanded to most of our area this week. The recent hard freeze events have dried not just your leaves and your grass, but the available fuels that are combining with this dry weather increase the wildfire risk throughout our area. And most wildfires are started by humans. So be aware of that. Beneficial rainfall is expected beginning Saturday night, mostly in southeast Georgia, and then trickling into northeast Florida through Sunday and into Monday morning. 1 to 3 inches will put a slight dent in our foot deficit of rain. We can use all the rain we could get right now because wildfire safety is very, very, very important. To obey the orders from local officials, keep vehicles off of your dry vegetation, avoid power tools that spark. So just keep in mind, avoid wildfires or campfires rather. I know you need to be warm if you're out camping, but you have to be extra diligent. So here's a look at the cloud and radar forecast. Today, not a lot of clouds, not a lot of radar, just some onshore flow. You can see the blue arrows showing that big area of high pressure at the very top of our screen there. You can't see it until it takes a wider view. But there it is. There's that high pressure that's bringing in those onshore winds, keeping temperatures in the mid 50s to the upper 50s, maybe low 60s today overall, but it's to the west is what we're watching. This area here, this line of storms that's going to be moving through Texas and through Louisiana and into Mississippi. Look at that line. Doesn't look to be too severe, which is good, but it will bring in the opportunity for some thunderstorm activity here across our area. But this is Sunday at noon. And this one particular model, this is actually the Barron 3K, isn't even showing any rain in our region at noon on Sunday. But what we do see is the red arrows. So the red arrows, of course, are coming in from the south. It's bringing in warm, moist air out of the Gulf, and it's mixing with the low as it moves from west to east. We're going to have a really warm day on Saturday and Sunday, even close to 80 degrees on Sunday. Here's another view. This is the Euro, and this one is showing kind of the same thing as we go through Saturday. No opportunity really for rain on Saturday, but check out what happens. This is at 1:30 on Sunday, right? So I just showed you noon on Sunday on that one graphic. This one's at 1:30 where we're starting to see rain appearing in our southeast Georgia counties. And the yellow indicates a little more moderate rain, heavier downpours, if you will, and then the opportunity for some thunderstorm activity as well. But throughout the afternoon on Sunday, we get a little more widespread rain by the evening once the sun sets. That will diminish any thunderstorm activity as well going into the overnight hours. And then Monday at 2 a.m., still some lingering showers as you get up and start your day. Monday is a holiday for some folks, as it is President's Day and schools are closed. So that's a benefit for little kiddos at the bus stop not having to really stand out there in the rain. Now this is the GFS, which is the American model. Another one I just wanted to show as a comparison. And we have the high pressure moving offshore there and the low pressure with the storm moving through. Now this is Sunday at 5:15. And look at the difference between the three different models where we had noon on one where there wasn't any rain, 1:30 on the Euro, which showing rain in southeast Georgia. This is at 5:15 with the GFS. And it's not even showing rain in our area till much later in the afternoon into the evening. So, you know, I'm going to have a Daytona 500 forecast for you coming up in just a minute, but these models aren't showing significant rainfall during the race, except perhaps late in the afternoon into the evening hours of the later laps of the day. So we'll talk a little bit about that in just a little bit, but first I want to realize we do have the rain coming either way. Regardless of the time of day on Sunday, it's not going to be a washout, okay? But it is going to bring us this much needed rain. And this is just, again, another rainfall forecast over the next 5 days where we could see 1 inch to 1.25 inches in some spots, and then even a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch out at the beaches. So we'll take what we can get, right? All right, hourly forecast for the rest of your day, 69 degrees. It's pretty much where we're going to top out today. Again, we'll top into the 70s tomorrow. So we're looking for maybe a high of 70 today. Yesterday was 68, so tack on 2 degrees to that and it's going to feel quite nice out there in the sunshine. All right, also Friday, big travel day for folks. If you're heading out west, still not, they did get some snow though, Caitlin. This is good news.
I saw.
Yeah, there was some snow. Deer Valley had 12 inches. We talk about Park City a lot because our sister's there and I love skiing in Park City, but Deer Valley's the nearby mountain that you can only ski on. They got 12 inches. So nice foot of snow for those folks. Crested Butte got some snow as well. I went to college in Gunnison, Colorado, so I always look at Crested Butte. But yeah, they did get some snow. So much needed snowfall for the Rocky Mountains. And then temperature is not too bad if you're traveling to areas, Texas, or even up through New England into New York where it's 36 degrees. And And then tonight our temperatures will dip into the 50s by midnight tonight, and then mid 40s. That's where we were this morning. I walked outside, I was like, oh, I think I'll grab my coat. But I'll tell you what, it is colder in this building right now than it is outside. So we wear our jackets indoors all the time here at News4JAX. All right, high temperatures tomorrow. Again, we're going to bump up into the low 70s. So this is above where we should be. So think of 65 to 67 like we had yesterday, 68. That's exactly where we should be for this time of year. 73 is getting a little bit on the warm side of winter, and we like it around here. Let's turn some of that brown stuff green. I'm ready to turn my yard green. Hey, Valentine's Day, in case you forgot. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Here's a look at that forecast for you with a high of 73. If you have outdoor dinner plans, raise your hand. Do you see my hand raising? We have outdoor dinner plans, but it should be really quite a nice night out there. All right, here is your 7-day forecast. Okay, so again, look at the temperature on Sunday, Caitlin. What are you going to do in that 79-degree weather?
I'm going out in the water.
There you go. But you're going to wear a wetsuit, right? Yeah, because it's cold. Good for you. Get outside on Sunday for sure, especially before the rain. That 80% is for our entire area, regardless of the time of day, mostly starting after 2 p.m., stay in southeast Georgia, trickling down into northeast Florida, and then lingering into early Monday. But you know what? Our temperatures stay, look at that, Thursday, really? 82? I didn't double check that, but I'd like to believe that is a real temperature. There you go. All right. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back on the Weather Authority Weekday show, we're going to talk to Emma with one of the schools in Orange Park that's having a 5K, the Superhero 5K. Such a cool community event. It's a 5K, an 8K, and a 1-mile fun run. Lots of fun there. I'm going to have your Daytona 500 forecast, and we're going to talk about weather and Friday the 13th. Stick around. We'll be right back. Hey folks, welcome back to the Weather Authority Weekday show, and joining me now is Emma, and we are going to be talking about the Superhero Run. Emma, let's talk about this amazing event that's happening on Saturday.
Good morning. Thank you. We are so excited. We have this run every year. It's a beautiful morning right along the river. First Place Sports helps us host it. And our theme this year for the Superhero Run is DC versus Marvel.
Oh, you're bringing out the tough one today.
Yes, we are.
Let's talk about the importance of this run. I mean, it's so empowering. We covered it a little bit last year. I was able to walk with you for a little while. We didn't get out there this year, but I was so moved by the messaging behind this run and how it benefits your school. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. So we are a preschool to 8th grade school in the heart of Orange Park. And we have just the most amazing families, students, teachers. And this run, actually, the proceeds go to our financial aid program. So it actually makes a really big impact on our school. And we're always so grateful for our business sponsors who really just, make the whole run possible, as well as all the runners who come out. And then also, it's just a great community event. Anybody in the community is welcome to come to the run. It's going to be a beautiful day. And I think it just is really important, encouraging the kids to spend time outside and to move their bodies. And so I think really for us, we just feel like it hits a lot of really good spots.
Absolutely. And how many years, don't forget to tell us the name of the school, but how many years has this been going on?
So we're Grace Episcopal Day School right in Orange Park on Kingsley. Oh my gosh, I mean, at least 10 to 15 years we've been doing this run, and we are expecting our biggest numbers yet this year. So we're very excited.
And people can still register. It's a 5K and an 8K.
Mm-hmm. And also a 1-mile fun run for maybe some of the littles. And you can still register online at First Place Sports, I think until about 1 or 2 p.m. this afternoon. And then also you can come and register in person tomorrow morning before the run.
All right. And you have a theme. And so it's DC versus Marvel. I love the kiddos. They come up totally dressed up, but not just the kids. The adults dress up too.
Absolutely. I've already been hearing some costumes that people are wearing for the Superhero Run tomorrow, and it's going to be epic. I won't lie.
Epic in so many ways. All right. So it's also Valentine's Day. Are you guys doing anything special for that?
We have a lot of really fun vendors who are going to be at the run this year in our Runners Village. The 1 mile fun run starts at 8, and the Runners Village will be open around 7:30. So I think it would be a great way to spend Valentine's Day. Come see all the vendors, get a little walk or a run in, and then what a great way to start your day.
I totally agree with you. And you're so right. The weather for tomorrow could not be better. We are right where we should be as far as our temperatures are concerned in the morning, maybe mid 40s. And you should not have any rain in the forecast. You might have a little bit of a breeze coming off the river, but we're kind of used to that anyway. So I think all in all, it is a great day to come out and support Grace Episcopal. So what other information do we need to know? What about like parking and time of arrival?
Absolutely. So parking will be at Moose Haven, which is right next to the school. So you'll park there and then you'll walk on over. Like I said, the first 1 mile fun run is at 8 a.m. and then the 5K and the 8K start at 8:30 a.m. So I highly recommend parking at Moose Haven around 7:30, coming over, getting a good stretch in, exploring the Runners Village, and then you'll be off for your run.
I love it. Well, happy Valentine's Day to you guys there. And happy DC Marvel. I'm sure not one is going to win. There's going to be a lot of big winners tomorrow morning, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much and happy Valentine's Day.
Ah, she's so fun and they are so cute. And these kids wear capes and the adults wear capes. And it's a really awesome event. If you are looking for something, maybe a river run warm up, tomorrow is a great opportunity to do that, as that will be 3 weeks from tomorrow, the Gate River Run. All right. Also this weekend, in addition to Superhero Run and Valentine's Day, we have the Daytona 500. So here's the Daytona Beach forecast right there at the Speedway. 71 degrees on Saturday. Folks are getting all ready and raring to go. 20% chance of rain. Could happen. It is Florida after all. But Sunday, breezy with those showers later in the day. I've seen also 50% chance of rain, but this is going to go into the evening. But fun facts about Daytona 500. All right, so this is some of the history of the Daytona 500. 1975 was the warmest on record of 85 degrees. Could you imagine sitting out there on that speedway, 85-degree weather? No. Caitlin and I are like, no. Neither one of us have ever been, but that is a day I don't want to go for sure. The coldest on record, though, happened in 1967, long time ago, 48 degrees. So I think that could be a nice time to go to the racetrack. I mean, it's hot there anyway in Daytona.
Sunny.
If it's sunny, she's right. If it's sunny and not raining. All right, but since 2020, 4 out of 6 years have been rainy. All right, so I got some fun facts for you here. Okay, so in 2020 and in 2022, persistent rain pushed the event to Monday. All right, the Sunday event to Monday. And Monday, of course, is President's Day. 2021, rain delays stretched into the early hours of Monday. And then in 2024, the rain again postponed Sunday to Monday. And in 2025, heavy rain delayed the race for roughly 3 hours before it finished. Could you imagine sitting out there for 3 hours while waiting for the rain? Nope, say no. I'd be home in that amount of time. In 2012, the rain postponed the race until Monday, and then it actually finished on Tuesday after a famous jet dryer fire delayed the competition further. So fun facts. This one's an interesting one. We can come back here, but in 2014, heavy storms forced lengthy delays and even tornado warnings were issued during race day, making it one of the wettest Daytona 500s in 2014. So there you go, fun facts. All right, if you're going to Daytona, please be safe driving down there, of course. All right, so Friday the 13th is today. And there are several, in addition, whoa, I just walked off my block. In addition to several other superstitions, right? Don't walk under ladders, black cats. There's a whole laundry list of Friday the 13th. There's a couple ones that are weather related, Caitlin, so I'm going to talk about those. All right, one is high crow counts. Do you know what that means?
Like the birds?
Yeah, like when there's high crow counts, what does that mean? Observing a high number of crows on a Friday the 13th is believed in some folklore to foretell stormy or poor weather. So yesterday, here's a fun story. I went home, I pull up in my driveway, and there's a crow up on my garage. I have a front garage, and there's a crow in the tree next door to my house, and they are barking at each other. Well, cawing at each other, not barking. And I was like, what? I sat in my car. I'm like, I am so not getting involved in that little matchup with the crows. Anyway, fun fact. All right, umbrella. So opening umbrellas inside. Do you do that?
No.
Never do that, right? I never do that either unless it's literally downpouring and I have to open it to walk outside. They're saying here, opening an umbrella inside the house, often done to dry it out during bad weather, is considered bad luck and potentially invites disaster into the home. That's why we don't do it. All right, lightning myths. Lightning never strikes twice. We've heard this, right? Mm-hmm. All right, despite the negative connotations of today, which sadly Friday 13th does have, the belief that lightning never strikes in the same place twice is a myth. Lightning can indeed strike the same spot multiple times. So, another fun fact about Friday the 13th, we have 3 this year. 3, however you want to do 3. Friday the 13th, February, that's today. And of course, March dates are the same as February dates. We always, because when we have 28 days, the days in March are the same as the days in February. So we have one in March, and then Friday the 13th in November. We have a Friday 13th in November. But fun fact, in 2027, we only have one Friday 13th, and it's in August. I mean, and same in 2028. Look at that. One Friday 13th in October. All right, so I just wanted to go through, I can't even pronounce what the phobia is. There's a phobia. The fear of Friday the 13th is officially called phobia. Frigga refers to the Norse god for which Friday was named. Mm-hmm. And triskaidekaphobia means fear of the number 13. Fun fact.
People stay home because they don't like Friday the 13th.
Yeah, right? That's scary. The movie Friday the 13th scared the G out of me. I can't watch it to this day. Jason scares me. But some good things happen. Plenty of good things happen on it. But someone with triskaidekaphobia, it's not a good day for them. So anyway, that's your Friday the 13th fun facts. All right, so I do want to go back quickly to, let's go, before we end the show, I like to end it with your 7-day forecast. Yet again, including your Friday 13th forecast of 70 degrees. That is a great number. And then tomorrow, 73, and then 79 by Sunday with that rain coming in with those warm weather temperatures ahead of that next front, but the front really doesn't affect us too much. So that's about all we have for you today on the Weather Authority Weekday Show. I'm meteorologist Michelle McCormick. Tune in at noon. Katie will have your full forecast for you. Richard's back. Oh, Richard's actually off today. I think he's out on his boat. Mr. Nunn on his boat. Chris Holtzman is in this evening for your Friday night. I'll be back tomorrow morning for your morning show beginning at 6 a.m. Make it a great Friday. See you later.
See why every day more people are choosing News4JAX, Northeast Florida and South Georgia's #1 source for local news.